Oh.
Yo, what up? This is Big Cappuccino and the Great Wu-Tang Clan, Killer Bees on the Swarm.
Yo, what's up, man? It's your boy Bizarre from D12.
Yo, what's good, y'all? This is Doug E. Fresh.
Hey, Redman is in the building. You already know.
Hey guys, this is Emily Peachy.
Shout out, man, to Worldwide Collaborations, man.
I want to shout out Worldwide Collaborations, LLC.
Shout out to the Worldwide Collaborations, LLC.
World movement, beyond thousands of movements.
The world movement, beyond thousands of movements.
All about representing each other together. So check this out.
What's up? You want to be a part of this? You want to be a part of the Worldwide Collaboration?
You guys.
Hello, and welcome back. Once again, you're on the Chatterbox with yours truly, King Jacob. I am that guy where we bring you the best news media with the most high-end professionals possible to enlighten you on what's going on within music, community, spirituality, mental health, so on and so forth. So welcome. And today, I do have a special star-studded guest. Oh my goodness, man! When I tell you that she drops jewels and more jewels, when it comes to being a businesswoman, when it comes to keeping it real with musicians, when it comes to showing musicians how to be on the administrative side, when it comes to showing musicians how to have residual income through the art form of music for the rest of their lives. I have none other than Miss GeeGee Miller in the building.
Hey, thank you, King Jacob, for having me. This is dope.
Yes. It's been long overdue. I said to myself, I said, now listen, this young lady right here.
I was doing my makeup like a woman, 8:50. I said, oh, Lord, I know he thinks I'm not going to make it. I got you, though. I'm here. I'm on it. I'm excited to be here with you. So
I'm so glad. I'm so glad that you're here. So,
yeah.
So let's get into the number one question that people around the world would ask somebody if they're checking you out or want to know who you are. Who is GeeGee Miller? Who is GeeGee Miller?
Everybody asks me that, and I swear it's like I should be ready. In every sense, I identify a lot in who you are. I am a dreamer. I was inspired by magazines and all the things that I saw as a kid, just as much as anybody else. But I think for people to understand who I am, you need to understand that I pursued modeling in the beginning. I did. And then I was like, I got there and I was like, I want to make some more money. So they was like, okay, well, next time bring the models. So that's how that incorporated. But then obviously, that journey really just steered me towards the music, clearly. And then, artist development came in after. As a model, I was getting taken advantage of and scammed. And I knew what it felt like. So I started seeing artists getting scammed by the people that were around me. And I just felt like I wanted to be me, for them. I mean, yeah. Like that was like the real.
Interesting. Very interesting. So modeling. So have you got out of that business or do people still call you or?
Okay. So what actually happened was people told me I was, okay? So that's not something I ever walk around and say that I am. It was more like people told me. I ended up getting seen by a few people in Chicago, did a couple of music videos, ended up being 3 months pregnant in my last music video, Twister. So I was signed to Ford Modeling. That was big, but I definitely, listen, I knew I was savvy. I knew that my face was like the hook, but as soon as you get me, like I knew there was so much more to me, so was modeling it. No, I just knew that's how I was going to get in. You know what I mean? So with that being said, I did that for a while. Went to college, did the whole nursing thing. So I did do the whole schooling thing, but I tap my finger every day at work. But as I started working with music artists and the stuff that was getting like over on them was kind of common sense to me. And I don't mean that in no disrespect. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So it was kind of common sense to me. So I felt like I could kind of help, I kind of started being around producers and I could kind of help. Um, but that was like working with distributions. And now I'm working with producers who are taking big money. Big money from artists, promising things, and then put it in distribution, and I wasn't really helping that artist. And that's where really was like, okay, I don't need no business partners. I'm putting out
Mm-hmm.
fires everywhere. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Like, so it really, I didn't have the confidence just to do this on my own. I mean, to be completely honest, if, I wasn't in the group or around the people that I was exactly where I was young, fearless, so yeah, I mean, I think it's been a journey since I was little, but that really
Okay.
nails it there. Yeah.
So, with you being knowing how to navigate through the modeling industry, I'm wondering that have you turned down a lot of acting roles, or have you ever wanted to pursue being an actress as well, or no?
I mean, I get contacted by agencies who see my photos and want me to, but then, they wanna, it's like, I am 36 now. I'm a mom and I have 741 clients. I feel personally responsible to go through a few things, such as the acting and writing my book and telling them about it. But those things still make me nervous. As far as the scam goes, I don't want to be anything industry. I don't want to be a model in the industry. I don't want to be I don't want to be anything industry. So I think like when I started getting tastes of industry stuff, I think that really killed the dream of, to me, the realistic bubble of acting and modeling and so yeah,
Okay, okay,
for me
okay. So,
personally. Yeah.
so with that being said, you're a pretty well versed person, and
Oh, thanks.
you kind of know what the industry has to offer. So, with you being a model once upon a time, um, there's a business part of modeling. So, have you ever wanted to incorporate your own fashion shows?
Um, no,
No.
no,
Okay.
no.
Okay.
I always wanted to be somebody that helped helped you. And I think it's because no one helped me through the modeling. No one did. The men that came to me, it was more get on a swimsuit, look sexy. It was no one was really guiding me. Like, how do I own my photos? How do I email them? Who do I email them to? So it wasn't like, to me, the industry is exactly kind of like, I really try not to speak or give my opinion on it because I don't have one. And I'm not the industry. I think
Well,
that's, yeah, so
well,
like
I can tell
I
you,
don't want nothing like
I can.
I really appreciate where I'm at right now and the platforms that I have. So I'm not coming for the industries or anything like that. So
Yeah, I don't really comfort them, but when somebody asks me, I definitely keep it real with them.
oh yeah, well,
I definitely keep it what how I have protected indie artists. I can put it to you like that.
yeah,
And, and
I can.
yeah, and
I just
so and I,
definitely have responsibilities. So, I can't
right.
just be out online popping off at the mouth because I really want this to grow. Me, a lot of people are trying to like, even a lot of my clients, they're trying to get, 1 million views next year or whatever. I think my mindset is a lot different, and I think that's naturally shown. I try to share with people all the time. You guys, I have a 30-year plan. I plan on being on this earth long. And if that means I get 30 clients a month and I can afford to take my son on vacations and pay for his tuition and I keep my house and we're fed and we're happy, then that's fine with me. Everyone is almost trying to make me bigger. But the more they try to make me bigger and talk and come out, I'm getting bigger just because of that. You get what I'm saying? Like, so it's almost like my privacy is my power. My
You know,
not so much access to me is my kryptonite almost.
I said to myself, hmm, um, I said, wow, Jacob, you've been running this podcast and you got your music contacts, you know a lot of artists and you know a lot of program directors and stuff, but and somebody asked me, they was like, why you why you love your podcast so much? I said, man, I just love people. I love hearing their stories. I love uplifting them. I
Yeah.
love celebrating them to give them their flowers why I can't do it. You know what I mean? And so many of us give people flowers when they're no longer here.
Yeah.
And so when I seen you, I said, you know what? I'm not sure that she's the type of person that do interviews, but I'm gonna try my hand. And I said that I'm hoping, that I can get her on one day. And I said because it's just so much to talk about. And what really in what really intrigues me about you is it's like how when you when you put out a post on your personal page, how so many people interact with you. I'm like, man, she has so many people that interact with her, and of course, she still got the haters that act like she don't know what she talking about. But
Oh,
when
that's why I
she,
always say, oh, don't be mad. Just hire
yeah,
me.
yeah. So I mean, she just dropping jewels. So your first encounter of helping an independent artist, what did that look like for you?
Okay, I was at the music studio in Chicago. Was socially certified Darius Reynolds, and we were just in the studio, and I knew I wanted to I just needed an artist. But I'm not from Chicago. Okay. And not only am I not from Chicago, yeah, I got my baby daddy's name. Yeah, I got people that I know from the modeling thing. But unless you're moving to, you get what I'm saying? Like that type of unless you got 20,000 viewers or whatever that stigmatism stuff is or stereotype big stuff
Right,
is. So,
right.
I'm like, so I'm not any of that, but I am authentic and I am genuine and I do not want to take from you. So all I need is just one person. So I called this girl was on Facebook, PK. She is now a part of my family. She's met my son, my brother. She's part of family. But I called her. I went outside on the steps and I was rocking. And I just was like, who would give me a chance? And I know a lot of people act like they deal with me today, but I remember that those messages and everyone turned me down on that step. They may be clients now, so I'm not going to say any names, but you always remember, you never forget. It doesn't matter how many clients I have right now. I will always be that girl that was sitting on the steps texting
Mhm,
someone to beg me to hire me. You know what I mean? Yeah, I got a bit
mhm.
more confident now, but it is what it is. But I called her and I just begged her, like, can I even just write your biography? I'll write your biography and then I'll just do all your paperwork. I'll walk you through the paperwork. I don't want to do it for you. I'm not signing into your email. I'm not signing into your ASCAP. I want to see if I can teach someone. I don't know. I've never taught anyone. Please. She said, sure, fine. And if in that moment, if she would have been maybe the 14th person that said no, the 15th, who knows how I would have closed my phone, went up, and just like went back home that you know what I mean? So like I think when you talk about the journey, as you do emotionally, all those things, there's so many tiny drips in people's stories where you're like, it was either going to go this way or that way. That way, if she answered it. And then I always say she's the testimony because 2 years later, she is on a billboard in New York City. Like when I think of us sitting there talking and texting, if you would have told me we're going to get you on a billboard, you're going to be performing, and I think that's what's so cool. Like, I don't even know my own potential, I guess.
And see, but that's the brilliant thing about it. That's the most humbling thing about it for someone else that's watching you. That's like, what makes her tick? Why does she stay so humble? You know, why is she so savvy with it? Why is she still so driven? You know, it says to me like,
like people are really trying to, and you know what's actually funny about that? So I just started posting stories, right? As you see, and this is the exact same setting you see in my stories. I'm sure you've seen one or two. This is the exact same setting. So the other is, it's my brother. He's my best friend and all. And I was maybe about like a couple of months ago, and I was like, look, you know, I think my following, like, I need to do something. You know, like everyone has that moment as an entrepreneur. And you know, I'm a female. I'm a fun
right,
woman. I'm happy. I have no bitterness. I'm not angry. I'm not, you know, so but I'm like, I'm in a good place. I got some fun videos in my phone, just me getting ready. He said, post it. I posted the first one.
mhm.
It took me 10 years to post that. May I add you? I've been straight business for 10 years. And I think that's what people don't get is I knew I knew I had to say something every day. It was not going to be an option not to push my message when I felt like it. I
Right.
knew I knew how hard you had to go. Now that could I have gone harder? Of course. But I
Hmm.
think people get that I'm not trying to be famous on every platform. I like my following. You know, as you said, the interaction. I really do like that. So um people didn't get to know my personality though. They could kind of see it in the post. This nigga flirt with me with every app but Cash App. Yeah, you could probably hear me say that.
Whoa. You said what now? You said what now?
I said, I
What-
like now people can hear the tone that I like. Yeah, I said, I'm sure you could tell in my post I'm a bit, you know, a little bit of personality. I said, this nigga flirt with me in every app but Cash App.
I
Yeah, I
seen.
post stuff like that.
Uh,
But I'm a girl.
mm,
I'm a single female. I'm whatever. So, but my brother was like, post that video. I posted it. The reaction was, I don't know. You tell me your reaction. I saw that you watched one.
listen, I said, you know, like me myself. I know that you business savvy, but I said myself, it's some more to her that
Mm-hmm.
she don't give us. So if she ever decide to give us bits and pieces, not all, it's gonna have an audience intrigued. And if she put a little bit out here and there, the audience gonna build, it's gonna build, it's gonna build. And that's what it is. You know, GeeGee Miller is a brand. And so
I
once the
never heard
audience,
anyone say that.
yeah, GeeGee Miller is a brand. And so with you posting content, you know, even if it's like welcome to the GeeGee Miller brand, getting ready to go speak at this engagement. I'm so excited and blase blase. And They just show the preparation building up until when you grab that microphone in your hand and say, "Good evening, everyone. I'm GeeGee." I'm just saying the
You know why
anticipation.
I don't do that? Because I have learned over my journey, show the result. Because sometimes that part leading up, I may not show up. I'm not finna show, hey, I'm coming. I may post it, but I'm not finna, I'm not finna post on my way. But that's what I mean though. Like I think what people, and especially I think the people who are interviewing now are just kind of like maybe came about the last 2 to 5 years, maybe. I've had clients who have been with me for 8, 9 years, some of them 10, so it's like, to me, I wanted to get 10 and then I saw maybe 15 and then now that I have 740, I never really celebrated. So you'll never see me celebrate. You'll never see me brag. I mean, I may say like, woo, mark 700 today, but you'll never see me. And that's just a part of who I am.
So, GeeGee, let me understand. Let me explain something to you. And can you please listen to me carefully? And I hope that your brother is watching this. Can you
He's
please
gonna
listen
be
to me
like, I
carefully?
told you.
Um, there is going to be a time where it be a certain artist to get, you know, the GeeGee Miller Award. It's coming. I don't know what award show that they're going to contact you and be like, we
You
want to
just
honor
spoke
you.
that into existence.
Yeah.
I tell people all the, I mean, not more like my sisters and stuff, but I'm like, you know what? I feel like I'm going to get a reward in 2037 and people are going to be clapping. And some people are going to be like, I was following her on Facebook in 2022. I'm a firm believer in God. I trust him financially, emotionally, all moves that I make with my son and myself. I never got into this for money. As a matter of fact, the first 2 years that I did this, I did it for absolutely free. The third year that I did it, I finally charged 50. I probably charged 50 for about the next 2 years, and then I even had the nerve to ask for 100. And people were working me for 100. Phone calls, for $100. I'm helping them set up their business. And I did it for 200. And now the main question, if I can answer a question I get often, is why don't you charge more?
I can tell
And
you
me,
why. I can
why?
tell you why. Okay, so this is what people don't understand. Um, Money is great, but there's something that's called power, purpose, and passion. The
Mm.
real the real PPP. You know what I'm talking about? Power, purpose, and passion. And so when you got the power to uplift yourself and to work for yourself every day and take care of what you need to take care of, that's one thing. But when you got the purpose to make other people's lives shine brighter, to keep a smile on their face, to help them understand that your artwork is valued. And then when you got the passion to just keep going, no matter what nobody say, no matter how it looks, I know that I have to keep going because I know that I'm in this for a greater reward. And that greater reward don't even have to be money. You know what I mean? It's just your purpose to
Oh, yeah.
um,
I mean, I definitely acknowledge my vision. I
right,
definitely do. I mean, I've had this vision. Like I tell people all the time, I was like 7 years old when I was practicing my acceptance speech to the Jesus and the lambs and the Mary statues. So, I mean, I think some people just have it. And that's what's so funny about my videos is just, oh my God, that's you. I am doing nothing but rehearsing Rihanna back to you. You done heard this song. But they finally get to see me in motion. You know what I mean?
right,
Like I wanted to show, yes, I'm smart, but I'm pressure.
big pressure.
And I acknowledge that. And if I
Yeah,
stepped out at every event, I would not be pressure.
that's right. That's right. That's right. So
You get what I'm saying? If
I
I
I
stepped
could
on,
definitely.
yeah. So now for as far as my answer why I don't charge more, I'm gonna give it flat out, and I have no problem. One, I'd rather have 200,000 clients that pay $200 than 20,000 clients that paid me $20,000. I don't. The money math never. I hate when people go there with me. You know what I mean? One,
Mhm.
you don't know me, what I have or what I possess or what I need to do. And I've never let money be a ruler. I think I can't, I have to be honest because you want me to tell my truth, right?
Right, right, right. Of course.
I'm adopted. I'm adopted. Me and two of my blood sisters are adopted. We're adopted into a beautiful white family, and I'm just speaking my truth. I feel like when I was growing up, I was mute a lot. I did not speak when I was around artists like the first 2 years. I didn't. When I modeled, I was silent. I didn't have too much because everyone talked about it, So like, but then I got around Duck at Fiji and that team, and he was like, and he was young. He was like 19. You know what I mean? And he was like, I'm gonna use you. You gonna just speak for me. And I stepped into that role. You get what I'm
Uh-huh.
saying? Like that, I think, and rest in peace. And I owe him. I think I really like that. That gave me that like, okay, Doug, you stay right here. I'm finna go upstairs. I got this. Because then, people are coming out the room. Can I help you? Can I? And he saw that. They were doing that for him, So I think that's when I realized, like, this is going to be easy,
Right, 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 right.
But, yeah, the reason why I don't charge any more money is because for $200, I want to do the work that I do. Okay. So say for instance, when we were charging $2,500 when I was working with the producer, we were doing just distribution, a couple of covers, more of the vanity stuff, the stuff they can see, the stuff, you know what I'm saying? So but I was trying to do a lot of the work that I'm doing now, but no one took me too serious. I wasn't a producer, they didn't care about what my opinion was. When we were charging 2,500, I knew what they were expecting. I knew what they were expecting. I know what I would be expecting. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like I knew, and I knew what we weren't going to be giving them. That's why I couldn't be a part of that. But I think a lot of times, if I charge $2,000, I have to do $2,000 worth of work, and I don't want to do that. As of right now, I charge 200, and I walk you through the process. I answer all your questions. I have all of that. But if you charge me 2,000, you're going to think that you can talk to me any type of way. If you charge me 2,000, you're going to think that you can just run up a card and ask for $2,000 back out of my bank account. Like I'm like, and then, but this is the type of, I guess you could say I should be a professional, but when you're coming into the game, you know what I'm saying? Like, so
Yeah.
I'm not going to charge 2,000 because if I charge 2,000, then they want me to do Zooms every day. They want me to talk to their team. People charge me $200, want me to do $200 and fly to them and teach them. You know what I mean? Like, so no, I get to have plenty of time with my son. I get to have plenty of time. I'm in a good place that people see because I have privacy. I have my own life. You know what I mean? So, and I think my life would be taken over if I had clients charging 2015. I think it would be taken over by phone calls and Zooms. I probably get on average about 99 questions, 99 messenger questions, maybe every 3 to 5 hours. Like I think that should be a video. I mean, to be completely honest. So like if I was charging, they would expect phone calls. I know
Mm.
that. You get what I'm sip that tea. Yes, they would expect phone
Mm.
calls. So no, I pay you 200 and 200. I'm not breaking your bank. You getting what you paid for. And guess what? I'm happy with what I did. And I hope you're happy with the result. Everyone's happy. You're making plenty of money. I'm not asking for nothing. I mean, it works.
Yeah.
It
As
works.
long as it
So
works for you. So that's what's up. So we're gonna take a quick commercial break and we'll be right back live on the Chatterbox with King Jacob with none other than world renowned businesswoman, Miss GeeGee Miller. And we're so thankful she's here. We'll be right back.
I can't go another day with this on my mind. And I think it's time for a discussion. Why you so hard? Show me that you love me, baby. Why you so hard? Show me that you care. So many days, so many nights, so many tears. I had to cry. Told me you love me. That was a lie. Loving you was a mistake. 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 Play me like guitar, baby. You only love me for breathing. Play with my emotion, girl. And I don't wanna be your friend. Play me like guitar, baby. Love I have for you is real, yeah. While you're playing with my heart, babe.
All right, we're back at you once again. That was my homie out of Raleigh, North Carolina, Tonyo Amarty, man. Emerging artist, man. Real soulful guy. And you know, he just follows his craft and he works really hard. So just shout out to him. And I figured GeeGee that you would definitely appreciate the craft. So, I work with a few sensational artists as well. So, but we're back and I want to get into you not only being an entertainment business developer, teaching them the administrative side, and you also became an author, and you also how to sign yourself. And
yes.
so when I seen that, I said, intriguing. So, what made you want to get in your creative writing process and to put this out to the public?
I really no idea. I think one day, everyone's told me you need to do a podcast. You need to do you. So I think the book was like, you know what? I need to write this book because even if I don't write this book, I need to put this all together and this content somehow. You know what I mean? Like at some point, sis, everything which the book could have a part 2 because I definitely gave it I know people who have not hired me are the ones buying the book. So I tried to make it as simple as possible for anyone who, is in that position. But it was really simple to write. As you may know,
Okay.
When I talk about ASCAP, BMI, Sound Exchange, people are like, keep going. I have never heard anyone just talk about it like fluently. So it was really easy. I mean, it was basically just all my research. I type and read.
Well, I can say this, GeeGee. When you do talk about BMI, ASCAP, and things of that nature, you're right. People want you to keep going, but only because people don't take the time to study everything that's on there.
Right.
It's just like a business owner, right? I told my homeboy, I said, man, you know, I said, I got a homegirl out in Charlotte, North Carolina. She told me that she studied the RIS website for about 2 years in a row to learn everything that was on there. And some of the things that she's told me that she's learned that our black and brown people don't know, I was
Yeah.
like blown away. I was like blown away.
Yeah.
She was just she told me, she started the LLC and she put the LLC in a proprietorship, and then
Yep. That's
with
what I
that
have.
she went to her bank and put both of them in a trust. And hold up,
Yeah. And
hold up,
then
man.
gave my son an EIN. So I pay my
Yeah.
son and he's 8. Yeah.
Yeah. And she
Yeah.
and she was like, they've been doing it for years, Jacob. And then we started talking about the equity and the cash value in life of your life insurance policy, and
Yeah. You
it's
can
just
always cash out and keep the same remaining.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's so many things that we wasn't taught growing up, but now we have access to learn. And so back with the BMI ASCAP, like it's like my cousin, my cousin Jay from Long Island, New York. He called me one day, right? He said, "Man, I just received a check for BMI." I said, "Yeah." I said, "Man, what you got going on?" He's like, "Man, I write all the time." So he said, "So I have several songs on my BMI songs for hire." And he said, "I have overseas companies that contact me all the time, want to buy songs from me." And he said, "I ain't been in the studio in about 4 or 5 years, bro, but I write so much, man. I just sit in my basement, man, play my piano, and I just write. And I sell a lot of my songs, bro. A lot of them." I said, "Well, a lot of people, you know, unaware that you can have the songs for hire, and it's people all over the globe that want good songwriters.
Right.
He's like most of the people that I sell to are not from the US.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
so and
I
then
mean,
and then
you got to keep into account the ASCAP, BMI, CSAC, GBS, Global, all of those. They're just American rights. So if you have a song in BMI and you don't know how to make sure it's connected to your international streams, they're only collecting for what's here in the United States. Now, can I do a fluid like type of example here?
please.
Okay. So I'm not gonna make an example out of your friend because that's what I call baiting me, you know. But in a sense of okay, so ASCAP, BMI, CSAC. CSAC is invite only. JBS, there's about 7 agencies within here in the United States. When you go into Walmart and you hear the music over the speakers, or anywhere that you hear the music over the speakers, Walmart paid an annual fee to ASCAP and BMI one time a year to release all the music to them, and they can pick what plays over their speakers. This is everywhere that you hear a speaker. And I mean, you can even get more intense and be like, well, they put the speakers on the right side because the right ear hears and retains information. So they want you to hear music through your right ear as you're walking through the mall. So when you get to the CD store, you know what song you want to buy.
Right.
It's get it? Okay. So, but anyways, a lot of artists have ASCAP, BMI, CSAC. So if you're a songwriter and your music's not really playing in those areas, you probably won't see it. Terrestrial, meaning 103.3 FM, whatever station you have there, they only pay songwriter. There's a lot of situations where I think a lot of people, one, they were taught to get the BMI songwriter, which is free. Um, but with that is a lot of holes because one, you have to know how to use it because it's not just a songwriter. You say I have a BMI songwriter. No, you have a BMI songwriter composer, and those are 2 different things. a songwriter, it can be a composer. And then you also have the option of having a publisher. Well, what's a publisher? A publisher is the person who sat down and got it to the public. Oh, so why do I need a publishing deal? You don't. Unless they can say, hey, I'm going to license you and get it into maybe like 7 different commercials, get it in the film. Don't take a publishing deal. Why do you need to have a publishing deal for someone to sit down in TuneCore and put it in there and give you 10%? So unless that publisher has licensings or can get it in movies or whatever situation he's pitching, and that's why when the artists we were doing the 2,500, we were putting it in TuneCore, CD Baby, like.
So this is one I ask you. So, I deal with the film industry as well, and so
Yes.
I was telling some indie artists, we having a conversation. It's like, well, Mr. Jacob, man, I want to get my movies and films and stuff like that. I said, I know a few people. They're like, what does that mean, Mr. Jacob? You say a few people, because we know that you're gonna just get bits and pieces. I said, well, I know some music supervisors, that really specialize in film, and I know a good many of them. And they said, so how does that work? I said, well, I said, I'm gonna tell you this. There's a lot of people I know. There's a lot of white guys I know that contact me. They might need a bio written, or they might want to come on the podcast, introduce a new song, or they said, I said, man, you performing. One white guy told me, he said, Jacob, listen, bro, I have never hit a stage in my life. I said, bro, but you make, I'm like, I know you get the bag. He said, man, listen, I got 5 kids and a wife. I don't have time to be going on nobody's stage.
Okay.
Let me finish, G. Listen, let me finish. And he said, I have a recording studio in my basement. I have my synthesizer motif Yamaha, and I have about 3 guitars. And so he said, I sat in my basement and I submit music to music supervisors, and that's all I do. And he said, I get the bag that way. So he told me, he said, man, this is how I make my living. He was like, this how I make my living. He's like, I've never performed on the stage before. I always just sit in my basement and submit music to video games, to movies, to documentaries, to web series, to TV series.
Are you asking me where do I start?
I mean, I'm just saying, that's
God.
what he told me that's how he make his living.
Okay. Well, speaking to, because there's millions of them. So like,
right.
What I have a hard time taking in when people are like, I just get on my guitars and get on my studio stuff, and okay. Now, I'm not someone to tell you how to spend your money. I'm not telling you where. But I don't let people, how would I say it? If you can need to buy a guitar and put the app together to put the amp to make the music go, if you know how to sit down, if you can take the time to sit down, look up who you need to submit, how to submit it, then you're choosing to do that. You know what I'm saying? And I get it, but you're in a rush to get your stuff out there. I can honestly tell you this with what I practice. One, licensing companies and the accounts that I give you. So say for instance, like one of the accounts that I give you is just pure licensings. So you would put your song in and then you click, like it could be for athletics, it could be what they have over like 60 categories that you think your song could be chosen for. So then that's how the artists are getting 1.2, 2.4, 60K in 24 hours because they're getting picked up on these licensing deals and they're getting 4, 5, 6, which if you get 40K in a licensing or what is it, 1.2 in title, that's already at about $12 to $20,000
Mm-hmm.
just easily. So I mean, shows, beginning of Love and Hip Hop and Real Housewives. I mean, they have it everywhere, but they know where to submit that music, and it goes out to multi companies. You do not sit there and email people individually. You do not contact Nike and ask them. They do not
Right.
accept that way. If it was that
Right.
easy, then everyone would just go to Google,
That's
get
right.
Nike's number, and say, I want it on the next commercial. They have a process, and the process is this. Now, let me tell you, if your movie is on a film, and say, for instance, you're like, oh, well, I just sold it and they're just using it. The thing is if it is on film and if it is on television, it's owned. It's not like, yeah, you can be happy that they gave you $300 for the work, but it's owned somewhere. You know that. So if you plan on coming to me 5 years later, like, man, I did with the whatever. Sometimes we can find lost royalties, but okay. I think for the followers, I think for the followers who are watching, that are like, and this is why I usually don't do a lot of speaking events because I don't ever want to show my frustration in it. But I almost feel like it's not fair because you'll pay $300 for that, but you chose not to hire me. You chose it. You chose it. There's a lot of people who choose, and the person who
Yeah.
bought the guitar and that just wants to get their music on the computer and get it on Xbox, they're trying to get a quick way. If it was
Yeah.
that simple, I promise you, people would not be hiring me trying to figure out because, well, they could just get Google's email. So it's like I get kind of frustrated because I've been doing this for 10 years and people will do everything to avoid hiring me if that means sitting down and Googling everything I say and then putting their own masterpiece of it together. So that's, but I think what's really
But
cool about
but
me is
G,
that, you
G
know,
with people that do that, Gigi, the results still don't be plentiful.
no, they're
The,
not.
the
The
results
results,
be the results be so limited. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
no, because, okay, so listen, I'll say it like this. So when your music is streaming, you have six companies, and ASCAP and BMI are one, but they just collect for songwriter, composer, and publisher. That's just three. Well,
Right.
aren't you a producer? Don't you have the audio wave file? Don't you own the audio wave file? Don't you own the lyrics? Don't you own that? Don't you don't you? And that's when people are like, whoa, 16, yes, because I teach you how to own all 16 things that you are. So a lot of people who come to me, they literally have ASCAP, TuneCore, a couple of, you know what I mean? Like it's scattered. So what I always want to make clear is that you have these 16 royalties and it can go higher, but the 16 of them trickle down into 6 companies. Those 6 companies need certain codes and tags and names and serial numbers that are assigned to you through my process, because you learn how to own those things and get those codes assigned to you, and you know how to do that. When they know and you apply those codes and those numbers, then they know who to release the funds to. So your music can be making money all day, but if you do not have the right serial number to input into this specific account, such as collection agencies, as Harry Fox, for the mechanical rights. Mechanical rights is all
Hold up.
covers.
Hold up. Back up.
Uh,
Back up. Back up. Back up. Gigi. Back up. Back up. Now, for all you artists and you listeners out here, and I can really say this, G. Most indie artists don't know about the Harry Fox agency.
I know.
Because when I have told artists about the Harry Fox agency, they look at me like, "What's that? What?"
Okay. Okay. This is actually, you know what? This is actually really cool. Thank you for giving me this platform, because one thing that I always try to tell people is like the way I speak to my clients and the way I really is like just like this. Like, Oh, Harry Fox? Oh, okay. Yeah. You know when you record your song and then like somebody goes in the studio and uses your lyrics on your beat? Yeah, put that song in Harry Fox. They will make sure you get paid for that cover. 9.1 cents every time that song streams. It's very just like, oh, no one's
It's
gonna break
like
it down
when
like that.
it's like when Alicia Keys made the Doves Cry song, the remakes of Prince. People don't know
Um,
that the Harry, like, it's so many, like, I
okay, let's
this is
say
what
like example like this.
this,
Dolly Parton wrote "I Will Always Love You." I've
right,
heard it on EDM country. It's been covered millions and millions of times.
right,
Harry Fox makes sure the
hmm,
songwriter composer gets paid every time her
yeah,
lyrics are used.
and I just read a report that Dolly Parton is still the richest country singer ever.
Absolutely.
Yeah, she's still worth like 500 million.
Yeah, absolutely. All royalties. Just I
Yeah,
mean, I hear a reversion of "I Will Always Love You" probably on my EDM station. There's probably two different new reversions a month. And those are
now,
probably getting
now,
those
now,
are
G,
probably
hold
getting
up,
2.4
hold
each.
up, GG. Hold up, GG. Now, so when I lived in Florida, um, when I first lived in Florida, I lived in uh, St. Petersburg, Clearwater area.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
Oh, I love it
Okay.
there.
And so I used to call because I'm from South Carolina. So I used to call my homeboys that was in the music business, and I was like, bro, man, send me some of your records up here. Email me some of your records so I can give them to a couple of these house and EDM DJs. So we can see if we can get in a remix while they're spinning in the club. They was like, what?
I
EDM? They be like, what? EDM? Man, what are you talking about?
did I not I love when someone like confirms with a life story what I say. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna take the trophy on that one because it's the greatest example. But then you understand EDM's nothing. That's why people ask to do a cover challenge. Do a
Yeah.
cover challenge. Cover challenge. Upload your cover challenge to YouTube. Upload it to Spotify. Cover challenge. Whoever does a cover challenge can get a Drake. Come and see Drake. Drake can get a cover challenge of 4 million songs in 24 hours. I mean that is that, and he gets 9.1 cent of that. I know that sounds like that adds up really quick when
Yeah.
one artist out of 400,000 did your cover and all of them are individually doing millions. So he doesn't even that's what I mean by my clients who are doing well. When you know that stuff, that is effortless money.
Cause what I told my homeboy, I said, man, I can get it to EDM, techno, and house and electronica. They was like, what do you mean? Like, how do you know? I was like, man, listen, I deal with the EDM DJs, man. I got cause at that time I had three that I was specifically dealing with, and they would just hit me up, be like, Jay, man, I know you know some hot rap artists, man. Like, let me hear some of the records, and maybe we can put out a remix, and maybe we can bring him up here to
Like,
perform
like,
at one of
can
the.
I ask you a question just in the pause? Because you've told a couple of different stories, and I'm not an artist. At any point, I mean, it's when they were asking, like, yeah, we got to get this out, man. We got to put this up, man. Like, did anyone say, what if they steal it? What if someone takes it? Like, I
Well,
didn't
well,
even
well,
know.
I was the type of person that the first thing I will ask them is your music copywritten and blase because I was the type of person that I didn't take unregistered music or unsolicited music, or I didn't take music that wasn't copywritten, and if it wasn't radio ready, don't send it to me. Like, if we gonna work, like, we gonna work in a professional manner,
Okay.
and I was the type of person that always told artists, man, study this. study this, research this, study this, because I've seen so many artists go in the music business blind and naked. You know what I mean? Just
Every day.
just blind, just like why, man? Like
But I
why?
hate that I see it and they're okay with that. Like
Yes,
that's
yes,
why I
yes.
think I have no mercy. Cause
I just didn't understand it at all. But yeah, that confirming to what you have told people about EDM, techno house, however you want to call it, you know, it's different. And then I can tell you what, college kids, especially Ivy League kids, they love the EDM remixes. You
let's
know
say
what I
it
mean?
like this. I have 741 clients and I've maybe heard 5 of them. I've maybe heard 5 of their music. I definitely I listen to rap. Of course we all do. But I always think to myself, like, okay, simple. I'm GeeGee. Everyone wants me to listen to their music. You see
I
my
listen to
stories.
everything though, G. I
Well,
listen to
yeah,
everything.
but you see my stories, so
Right.
just treat me like a normal fan. Why would you send me that? It, I can't. It's like that's why I stopped going to almost like events because artists were performing the song that they liked. They did not give me an experience. It was almost like they were up on the stage having their own little experience, and I was in the fans, like, or in the crowd or in the seat, just kind of like, you can tell they want it, but that's an emotional song. Why are they
Hmm.
performing that right now? You know what I mean? Like, you can tell that they were in control of their career because if anybody else got up on that stage, why would you perform that? So I think in a lot of sense for me, when artists bring me music, if you know what I listen to, and the next person, just on a great advice, get to know the person you're talking to, and then send a song that's closest to what they listen to. You are constantly trying to jam this rap in my face, and I don't even listen to that. You know what I mean? So I think, like, I always tell clients, who cares what I think? Who cares? Because you got a fan out there anyways, and that's why people hire me, is because they're trying to find their fans. They're trying to find their fans. They're trying to figure out how to make money off their fans, or you know what I mean. So who
G,
cares?
I tell clients this all the time, and I tell people all the even though it may not be appealing to me, there is a market for your music.
Oh,
So
yeah. Yeah,
so I
I
was
give
like,
out that is the very there are there are 13 accounts that I give out in my process. The very first one is called taxonomy. If you have a taxonomy done to you, what you would do is a PR company, say for instance, anyone listening that works with marketing or promotion, if someone in marketing promotion does not ask for your taxonomy or your target audience, what we call that is spray and pray, or throw the jelly at the wall and hope it sticks. Throw the music out there and just hope someone likes it and takes it, or that whole kind of like chance of releasing music. Um, that is a situation that I definitely always find myself kind of fighting artists on, that you don't have to do that. It has to get exhausting. Um, but one thing I definitely don't do is chase a client. Because because in order to be a good client, I don't accept everyone that comes to me. You gotta want to learn this. I can tell, or if I see you online and you have any type of weapons, I don't you don't get to hire me. You can get my book. I'll send you my book all day. But yeah, I think with working in this music business, like with the people and the stories that you're telling me, they've never come across someone like me. And if they did, the person took from them.
they have
Probably.
not, they have not, they have not. And what I can tell you um, about me working with artists, there's something that you have to work with me. You have to have something that's called a listening ear. You know what I mean? Listen with the intent to understand. Don't listen with the intent to debate.
Yeah. And I think that's why in the beginning, a lot of times, even as an entrepreneur artist going into this, when I speak at events, just before you know to go into this, you're choosing to be an entrepreneur. This is self-discipline, baby, on another level you've never had. This is self-emotional discipline. Have you ever been so pissed off and not been able to tweet it or post it? Have you ever, you know what I mean? Like this is I make it look easy, but I
Gee, you know,
really do practice it. You know what I mean? Like I think that's like I think a lot of people who you and I may you gotta practice these things. They're not this is not something someone can hire you and they just have self-discipline, self-emotional discipline, they don't, you know? So that's um some people just have it. And
well,
I'm
Gigi, I can tell you this. After this interview, I know I'm gonna be like, "Hey, Jay, man, who was that on watch?" I can see it now. That could be like, "Hey, man, give me a
You
call,
know
man.
what
Can
you
you?"
need to do, and I'm gonna call you out on your own show. You need to hire me so you can be in the testimony box like, y'all, y'all, I can't even tell y'all what this woman just did to my life, y'all. like,
Okay,
I,
okay.
that's the only time I'll ever brag on
We'll
myself.
we'll we'll
But
we'll definitely set up a consultation so we can talk for sure. For sure. That's all. And you know, that's all. We'll definitely
yeah,
set up a consultation. But I got something even don't worry. We definitely gonna talk.
okay.
So
I
so we
look forward
definitely
to
gonna
it.
talk. But you know, we are at the hour. And so, gee, man, we can be talking for 3-4 hours for real, man.
I know, and I
Like,
know
like,
people
like,
probably just listening like, y'all didn't even hit on media base. No, we
yeah.
didn't.
So let me ask you this: do you have time to do a part two
When?
next Thursday?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Hey, I'll make you a deal.
What's up?
Do a part two. I'll do a part two. If I will even let you do my development, I will put you through my development. For I just want for your guidance to know and your friends and your following, you're a great testimony and you're a great leader and you're honest.
Okay.
And I appreciate that. And I would give that a platform of my information too. I know that you could reach a lot of people with this type of information. So I will do that if you decide to go through the process.
Okay. We will definitely talk. I promise you that.
There. Good.
All
Cool.
right. Okay. Not a problem. So I do want to thank you for coming on. It's been a sensational um, podcast and an interview with you, and you know I absolutely loved it. I definitely love the fact that even though you deal with a lot of artists from all over the globe, your intellectual presence when it comes to the music business, residual income, the intellectual property of the music business. Whoo, have mercy.
Thank you. Thank
Yeah,
you. Thank you. Like
yeah,
I really love what I do and I'm happy I'm helping.
no
Right.
doubt, no doubt.
Yes,
So
thank you.
for people who want to get in contact with you, want to follow you, want to keep up with what you got going on, how can they follow you?
Yes, y'all, please. Every social media, GeeGee Miller, message me, comment. I'm live all day, 24/7 comments, DMs. I will get back to you. And yeah, please just contact me if you need, or even if you I wanted to tell you too, you are platforming this on YouTube, right?
Yes.
Okay, okay. All right, yeah, we may have to do a remix with that one.
Okay. I
Definitely.
will. I will definitely send you the link for YouTube.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah. Just go ahead and contact me through you also if they would like to.
Okay. So get us, and we appreciate y'all tuning in. And peace, blessings, and love. Be safe out there, and please stay out harm's way. Cause no matter what you think, society is not what it once was. So the chatterbox loves you, and God loves you more. Peace. We out of here.
Bye.